strength, endurance, unstanding nature, individual charm and gait excellence, beautiful colors, good temperament, the most necessary servant in Iceland for over 1100 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eldhester's Horse Show. The settlement of Iceland began in the latter part of the 10th century. Nordic Vikings who settled in Iceland brought livestock with them, for the most part from Norway. This included their best horses of various origins. Despite the Icelandic horse originally being of mixed breeding, today it is the most purebred horse in existence because of its isolation in Iceland for more than 1100 years. This horse has therefore not been mixed with other breeds from the time of settlement to today, and is the only breed of horse in Iceland. Keep one thing in mind. A horse sent from Iceland to another country may never return to Iceland because of strict disease control. From the settlement of Iceland through the mid-20th century, this horse served important and diverse functions in Icelanders' daily lives. It is for this reason that in earlier times it was called Icelanders' most necessary servant. This horse is therefore intertwined with the nation's history and culture from the beginning of Iceland's settlement to date. The horse was an indispensable part of agriculture and communication in country very nearly without roads until the middle of the last century. The Icelandic horse carried alien goods and got people across roadless expenses between parts of the country. When Iceland was a pagan, the horse was very highly regarded. It is found in many parts of Nordic mythology. The most famous example is Sleipnir, Odin's eight-legged steed. The horse is often mentioned in the Icelandic sagas since it was important to all Viking chieftains. Without the Icelandic horse, settlement would hardly be possible in former times. In Iceland, the horse grows up in nature's expenses and learns to cope with Mother Nature's forces. Such conditions mold independent, strong, steady, and sure-footed horses, responsive and obedient to people. In addition, the Icelandic horse has a unique temperament and heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Icelandic horse's gait ability is unique. The horse has 5 gaits, which makes competition in selected areas and multi-gaited leisure riding possible. The Icelandic horse has many qualities. It grows up in Iceland's great outdoors and the freedom of the herd, which make it courageous and gallant. What is a 4-beat game? The trot is a 2-beat game. When trotting, the horse moves parallel pairs of legs forward at the same time. The gallop is a 3-beat game. Galloping is possible at different speeds. The horse can strike off on either the right leg or left leg. The tilt is a 4-beat game. Which is a floating, comfortable game where the horse moves beautifully. This type of game is particularly comfortable and soft. The tilt can be performed at different speeds, from a slow to cantering tilt. The speed of the tilt can even increase to the very fast covering tilt. Generally, no horse is deemed to have as much command, softness, and spaciousness of tilt as the Icelandic horse, which is gained from birth. Is pacing, the legs on the same side move together. It is tricky equestrian discipline to get horse to pace. So let's see the second round. holds a special place in the nation's heart and is very visible in urban areas as well as in nature. Thousands of Icelanders on horses, whole families enjoy them together, and there is no generation gap. The horse is particularly suited for training because of its gait abilities. In fact, it has had to adapt to Iceland's varied landscapes. It is an old tradition for Icelanders to travel by horse. Today, horse trekking is very popular with Icelanders as well as foreign tourists. Iceland offers wide open spaces and nature particularly well suited to long journeys on horseback. The abilities and temperament of the Icelandic horse have been praised throughout the world. Today, riders enjoy them well in competition or leisure in many parts of the world beside Iceland. Ladies and gentlemen, please give the horses and riders a warm round of applause, and we wish to thank you for coming to Eldhester Show to get to know the Icelandic horse. And once again, thank you for coming.
Are they not biting?
Sorry?
Bite, not no bite?
They don't bite.
Never.
They don't bite.
Okay.
They're very used to be around humans, so they don't bite us.
They are never kicking like this?
No.
No.
Sometimes they kick at each other, but they don't really aim to
Ah.
actually reach each other. It's more like a threat to the other horses
Uh-huh.
to tell them to not come too close to them.
That's it.
I have one question. Can they go past in different...
They can go parts in different things. Yeah.
Ah,
You might have noticed with her
Yes.
and with him sometimes actually in between. And they like to cheat a little bit, and they mix some gallop in it as well.
ah,
So then their front legs are galloping, so you see this upwards coming shoulder, and the hind legs are still tilting.
ah.
So then they mix a little bit with the gait, which is one of the kind of hardest thing when you work with gaited horses, that you can always separate the gaits right and completely.
So you can herd and pass in one
No,
at the same time.
the flying pace is something else that we have to do as a different gait. That we cannot do in between. The horses sometimes mix a little bit the tilt and the pace, and then it creates a gait which we call the piggy pace, which just means that they are walking a little bit like very stiff without using their back correctly.
But they can gallop and pass. They can pass. Well, pass and gallop.
They can do both.
Yeah. Okay.
And they can trot as well, of course. They can do all the gaits.
So other than hay, what are they eating?
And they either eat the hay or grass in somewhere.
Grass.
Yeah,
Grass.
But they don't get any additional food except for when we have horses that are a bit too skinny, of course, then we provide them with more food so that they can get back into their...
In Japan, carrot is good food for horses.
Yeah.
How about it?
They're not